first public hearing for fiscal year 2022-23. This meeting is being recorded, and it is also being broadcast on the city's cable channel, Channel 77. So for those persons who couldn't join us in person, we will be posting the video online within the next 2 business days, and you can visit us at www.miamigov.com/HCDVPH. This meeting is meeting obviously live and in person in accordance with Florida policies and CDC guidelines at this point in the state of Florida. So we'd like to move on to our Assistant Director, Robert Tazo, who will be conducting the bulk of the meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christine. Well, welcome to the City of Miami public hearing for the Annual Action Plan fiscal year 2022. This fiscal year runs from October 1st, 2022 through, from October 1st, 2022 to September 30th, 2023. Again, my name is Roberto Tazo. I'm an Assistant Director with the Department of Housing and Community Development. And I will have the pleasure to guide you through this presentation. We also have present Deputy Director Alfredo Duran. We have Ms. Christine Bermudez and Mr. Alexander Jorge, who are helping us with the technical or technicalities of the presentation. And we also have Giselle Guerra as contract analyst for the department. Today's agenda includes an introduction to the Annual Action Plan and the public participation process, as well as some of its requirements. We will then proceed to give you a brief explanation on the 4 entitlement programs the city administers with federal monies received from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. These programs are Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, Home Investment Partnership Program, HOME, Emergency Solutions Grant, ESG, and Housing Opportunities for Persons with AIDS, or HOPLA. After the presentation, we will listen to your comments and answer questions related to the Annual Action Plan process. We will open the floor to those who are currently present, ready to provide us with live comments, and we will also be reading comments left through the online comment form. If you have not yet had the opportunity to leave comments, you can still access the online comment form by typing on your web browser www.miamigov.com/HCDVPH. This will take you to our department's public hearing page. Look for the online comment form button. The online comment form will remain open until we reach the public comment section of this presentation, at which time it will be closed and no further comments will be accepted for today's public hearing. This online comment form has been open to receive comments for at least 48 hours prior to the start of this meeting. Now we will begin with the introduction to the Annual Action Plan. Under 24 CFR 91, the City of Miami is required to submit on and about August 15th an Annual Action Plan to HUD in order to remain eligible to receive federal funding and to apply for federal assistance under the following programs: Community Development Block Grant, Emergency Solutions Grant, Home Investment Partnership Program, and Housing Opportunities for Persons with AIDS. The action plan presents housing and community development issues in the city and includes an analysis of inventory of community assets and services, proposed funding to be utilized to respond to community concerns, and provides goals with objectives to address community priorities. The Annual Action Plan serves the following functions. It's a planning document for the city. It's an application for federal funds under HUD's formula grant programs. It is a roadmap to follow in carrying out HUD-funded programs and activities. And last but not least, it is a plan that provides a basis for assessing performance, which it is done at the end of the year with the drafting of the Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report, also known as the CAPER. The purpose of this meeting is to include citizen participation in the planning process for developing the Annual Action Plan. Therefore, we are interested in hearing suggestions from you, our residents, as to the areas in which the city should place priorities when allocating next year's federal monies. On a yearly basis, the city, through the Department of Housing and Community Development, encourages representation of residents including minorities, non-English speakers, and persons with disabilities. These meetings are designed to involve all residents, but federal programs mainly assist low and moderate income households, especially those who reside in communities where CDBG is being utilized. We hope to receive comments, views, and suggestions from residents so that we can enhance the services provided with these funds and, if needed, refocus our attention to services that are most needed according to our thoughts and your input. Now, moving into the description of the individual programs, we will start with Community Development Block Grant. The CDBG program was established by Congress with the Community Development Act of 1974. It is the funding source with the most flexibility, and it is utilized to provide social services, economic development, street and park improvements, and housing rehabilitation assistance, among other activities. The Code of Federal Regulations mandates that no more than 15% of CDBG funds can be utilized for the provision of public services, such as elderly meals or child care programs. As mentioned before, CDBG can also be utilized to fund economic development activities, such as technical assistance to for-profit businesses and certain housing activities, such as single-family rehabilitation programs. However, CDBG funds have restrictions as well, and it requires the city to meet one of 3 national objectives, including services to low to moderate income residents. Unfortunately, the amount of funding the city received for CDBG experienced a downward trend some years ago, but recently it has remained at stable levels at around $5 million. The next slide will show you a visual comparison of this trend. As of today, we have yet to be notified by HUD of the amount of CDBG the city will receive for fiscal year 2022, but we expect and hope that it will be around the same dollar amount that we receive in the current year. As you can see in the chart, there is a slight increase from what was received in fiscal year 2020. However, it is a far cry from for the amounts that the city was receiving in fiscal year 2002, when it got close to $13 million. So the city's challenge has always been to maintain the quality and quantity of services with less funding. With that in mind, the city has been supporting the provision of public services with social service gap funds, which is a general fund account to cover some of the dollars we have lost through time. In fiscal year 2021, the city funded elderly meal programs, youth and childcare programs, programs for persons with disabilities, parks and public facilities improvements, to name some of the services. Fiscal year 2020 was a difficult year due to COVID-19, and the city was able to take advantage of certain CARES Act waivers that allow the usage of CDBG funds beyond the 15% limit for activities that help the city prepare, prevent, and respond to COVID-19. The HOME program is used to maintain and create affordable housing opportunities for low and moderate income residents. Some of the type of housing programs the city funds relate to acquisition, rehabilitation, new construction, and financing of home buyer and rental programs. The department utilizes HOME funding to leverage other public and private resources to expand the reach of the dollars the city receives from federal government. As a bonus to the program, 50% of HOME funds are reserved yearly to CHOTOs or community housing development organizations in an effort to expand the capacity of non-for-profit housing developers. In fiscal 2022, the city has yet to receive notice of the amount that we will be funding, for fiscal year 2022. Through the years, we have been sort of receiving about the same amount of dollars for the HOME program. There was a slight increase from what was received in 2020. And through the years, the HOME funding has been sort of like receiving a small increase with a bump in fiscal year 2018. We still have yet been notified. However, the expectation is that we will be receiving about the same amount of last year. Fiscal year 2021, we received $3,509,757. The Emergency Solution Grant, or ESG, was designed to assist the homeless population by providing them with basic shelter and essential supportive services, among other things. The City of Miami, through its homeless programs, provides referral services for homeless persons to access Miami-Dade County homeless programs. Housing and Community Development provides funding on a yearly basis to street outreach activities and motel-hotel vouchers, and also has been partnering with Citrus Health Network and Camilo's House to provide rental assistance to homeless or about to become homeless individuals and households. Again, for fiscal year 2022, the city has yet to be notified as the amount of dollars that we will be receiving for the ESG program. However, it is thought that we will be receiving approximately the same amount that we receive for the current fiscal year. In fiscal year 2021, we received $475,732. The Housing Opportunities for Persons with AIDS program provides affordable housing options and supportive services to low to moderate income individuals living with HIV/AIDS. This is a county-wide program, and the City of Miami serves as the administrator of this grant fund since it's the largest city in Miami-Dade County. The goal of the program is to provide affordable housing options to eligible persons with HIV/AIDS in order for them to concentrate on their care and treatment, thereby diminishing and in some cases eliminating the rate of transmittal of the disease. As part of the annual action plan process, a separate public hearing will be held specifically for this program. Unlike the programs we discussed earlier, HUD program funding has been sort of steady for the past few years, as federal government has recognized that through proper funding of this program, it is possible to reduce the rate of transmission of HIV/AIDS and hopefully end the epidemic. The amount of funding that we received in 2021 was $11,924,000, and it is expected that the city will be receiving about the same amount for fiscal year 2022. Since fiscal year 2021 is not over yet, as it ends on September 30th, 2022, the following are some of the accomplishments we reported to HUD in December of last year. Under the public service category, we assisted 197 elderly residents who received balanced and nutritional meals, and 373 households received youth and/or childcare assistance. Under the affordable housing category, we served 8 households with forgivable loans for purchasing their first home and provided long-term rental assistance to over 1,298 households, which is the combination of the HUD program and the Section 8 program. In addition, we provided 2 households with up to $50,000 to bring their homes back to code, allowing for these households to live in safe and sanitary living environments. In addition, we assisted 1,298 households with rapid rehousing and homelessness prevention, which allowed these households to stay away from homelessness. Continuing with affordable housing initiatives, the Department of Housing and Community Development has invested in recent years about $35.7 million for the construction and/or rehabilitation of multifamily buildings that are expected to yield approximately 2,440 affordable units in the city of Miami. This is roughly an investment of $14,600 per unit, and the rest of the cost being covered by non-city public and private investment. The table that you see on your screen shows the current projects in different stages of construction, and then other 8 projects undergoing contract negotiations. The Coronavirus AIDS Relief and Economic Security Act, or CARES Act, was approved by Congress and signed into law on March 27, 2020, to assist communities combat the economic effects of COVID-19. According to the Treasury Department, the act was designed to provide fast and direct economic assistance for American workers and families, small businesses, and to preserve jobs for the American industries. The city was awarded CDBG CV, ESG CV, and HOPWA CV funds, which are currently being utilized to alleviate immediate needs from households and businesses. The following programs were funded with a combination of COVID relief funds and CARES Act monies. Utilizing the county's treasury funds, the city created the Business Assistance Program, or BAGP, where it was able to assist 124 small businesses with up to $20,000 of assistance per business. The total amount granted for this program was $1,928,299. With CDBG CV funds, the City of Miami implemented a business continuity microenterprise program to assist businesses with less than 5 employees, in which the owner of the business is a low-income person. The amount of assistance was up to $10,000 per business, and the city was able to assist 40 business owners. The city also provided emergency loans to 29 small businesses so that they could retain jobs for low to moderate income employees. The city provided these businesses with a loan of up to $20,000 that is forgiven if the business succeeded in retaining a low to moderate income job for at least 12 months. The department is also currently in the process of qualifying household for the emergency rental assistance program that provides up to $24,000 of assistance for rental and utility costs. We're also currently in the process of qualifying households for the elderly rental assistance that is currently available.
So that program is closed, but we are working through wait lists in districts 2 and 5, Senior Rental Assistance
Senior
Program.
Rental Assistance Program. Correct. Thank you for the clarification. With HOPWA CB funds, the city implemented a short-term rent, mortgage, and utility programs that assisted people with HIV/AIDS on a temporary basis with their housing and utility cost needs. In addition, we placed additional funds in our HOPWA long-term or tenant-based rental assistance program to be able to reach an additional 30 people or 30 households from the waiting list, providing with housing opportunities. Well, now is your turn to assist the City of Miami plan for the future by providing us with your input and comments regarding the utilization of federal funds for the programs described. If, for any reason, you were not able to provide comments today in this public hearing, you will have another opportunity to provide written comments once the draft annual action plan is released. You'll have 30 days in which to submit additional comments as required by our citizen participation plan. In addition, we're going to have another public hearing in the north area in the Little Haiti Cultural Center. Christine, can you please tell us the date of the public hearing?
The meeting at the Little Haiti Cultural Center will be on Wednesday, May 11th at 5 p.m. It's in the Heat Room, so there are multiple rooms at the Cultural Center. This will be taking place in the Heat Room. The Cultural Center is located at 212 Northeast 59th Terrace in Miami, and the zip is 33137. And did you mention the HOPWA? Should I mention the HOPWA
yes,
also?
Please.
The HOPWA meeting will take place next week on Tuesday, May 3rd at 4 p.m. in the main library downtown, auditorium space, which is on the ground floor. That's located at 101 West Flagler Street in Miami, zip code 33130.
Thank you, Christine. And just to clarify, the HOPWA meeting is specifically for the affected community living with HIV and AIDS. That's where we will discuss topics specifically related to that community. So, like I was saying, we were planning to release the draft annual action plan in the next few weeks, so you can visit us at miamigov.com/community development for instructions on how to obtain a copy of the draft plan and how to submit written comments. So now that we have arrived at the portion of this hearing where we hear your comments and answer any questions you may have related to the annual action plan process, So if anybody here in the audience would like to provide comments, can you please?
As if you could please step to one of the microphones, preferably the one closer to Mr. Tazo. I think the microphone is on, and if you could identify yourself by name, and if you represent a nonprofit, if you could let us know what that nonprofit is. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Anna Roloff. I represent Centro Mater Childcare Center, and the center has been serving this community for the last 54 years, and we have always counted with the support of the city of Miami. And the CDBG program subsidize scholarships for 100 low-income children. And these needy families count on this help in order to attain secure jobs and provide for their families. Now more than ever, we continue to support the neediest families in our community, and we urge you to continue funding us. Children are the future of the city. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else would like to provide comments on this public hearing? Okay, Alex, is there anybody who has provided comments through the online comment form?
Currently, there's only one comment on the online form. It's Miriam Ura from Alapata Community Action.
Could you please read the comment?
Yes, I'm scrolling down to it. Comment is, Alapata Community Action, Inc. is a private, not-for-profit organization, 501c3, chartered by the state of Florida in May of 1978 to provide services to the needy residents of the city of Miami within the Alapata district. Through its combined funding and small, very capable professional staff, ACAI serves two of the neediest populations in the community that are the most vulnerable, the elderly and the children. The elderly is serviced in a congregate setting at our center, and through our home delivery system, we also serve homebound clients. Due to the quality of the service and the care that we have provided over the 40 years, we have been able to obtain and maintain the necessary funds from our various funding sources to continue serving the needy, elderly, and children of our community. The ability to meet our goals and outcomes for our funding services yearly has us to develop a track record in the community and to be known as one of the first experienced agency, providing quality services to the community within District 1 of the City of Miami. This is ACAI's mission to help the most vulnerable and by doing so improve the community we serve. We want to take the opportunity to appreciate community development and all the commissioners for their previous support throughout the years, and especially want to express our gratitude to Commissioner Alex Diaz de la Portilla for all his support and efforts to maintain funding to our agency so we can continue providing these much-needed services to our low-income seniors. That completes the comment.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So this will be the last call. If there's anybody else here present who would like to give or provide comments for this annual action plan public hearing, please do step up. Having nobody stepping up to the podium, then I will thank you very much and I will adjourn the meeting. Not to just remind you that we're going to have another opportunity. I know there were some people that were not able to attend this meeting. We will have another opportunity in the public hearing that Christine just mentioned a few minutes ago. We also have the public hearings in our website. So in case you did not have a chance to write it down, you can visit us at www.miamigov.com/community development, and you'll be able to find the dates and times for the additional public hearings that will be happening, as a matter of fact, next week. Well, having said that, I thank you very much for attending, and this concludes this public hearing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.